Cadet Reader here, the Biblical Nutritionist. Today, we're going to make the most requested recipe that I have. The reason most of my cookbooks are being sold is for one of these two recipes. And so today we're going to make the no-bake peanut butter bars. These have an incredible amount of protein and fiber. And as you know, those are my two main teaching points if you want to change your health. These bars are going to be perfect for an after-school snack or a grab-and-go for breakfast if you need to. Something to sustain you at work while you're trying to get a lot accomplished. So today I want to share with you how to make these bars and the simplicity of it and just the ease of doing it. And then I have an extra twist at the end, so stay tuned. I've already heated up our peanut butter and our honey. So let me just take that out of this little cooking pot here. And so the recipe, as I said, is from the Healthy Treasures cookbook. I'll put a link to that down below so you can take a look at that. You can find that cookbook on my website, which is Flavor of Grace, or thebiblicalnutritionist.com, or you can just go through your usual places like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of that. It is a very popular cookbook. Okay, so what we have here is 3/4 cup of honey and 1 cup of natural peanut butter. And to that, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. And you could do this a couple different ways. The honey and the peanut butter is still warm from cooking it, so these chocolate chips are going to melt. My family likes everything dark. If it's got chocolate in it, they want it dark. They don't want just the chips. They want the full, complete flavor. Okay, so to that, I'm going to add my oatmeal, which is 1 cup of oats. It could be quick oats. We're also going to add some protein powder. And then we're going to add some flax cereal. Now in the recipe, it says nutty flax cereal. Well, the thing is, when you make a cookbook and you're talking about a specific product, that product may not always be available. So I've had to really change this up. I've had people ask me in church, hey, what cereal are you using? Because I can't find the nutty flax. Well, I get that. And so when I go through the grocery store, I'm also looking for a replacement for that cereal. Okay, so while this is mixing up, I just want to share with you a couple things about the ingredients. So I mentioned that it calls for quick oats, and you can just use old-fashioned oats. That's perfectly fine. It called for protein powder. Okay, this is a timeout. When we're talking protein powder, they're not all the same. In fact, they're not all anything at all the same. So you're looking for a protein powder from a company you can trust. If it's a soy protein, and yes, I do soy protein, and if it's a soy protein, it has to come from a company that is making sure there's no contamination, there's no GMO in it at all, that is cross-pollinated, any of that. You want to make sure it's processed with just water, not the high heat, not in alcohol, because when you get a protein that's being processed like that, your body will have amazing results. Now, sometimes when it comes to soy protein, people are like, no, it has phytoestrogens and all the little boys are going to have boobs. Yeah, I did say that, but you need to understand that's not true. And there's a lot of false information out there. Actually, all plants have phytoestrogens. And actually spinach has more phytoestrogens than soy. So you might want to think about that if we use that as an excuse. What I am looking for in protein, I'm looking for the grams of protein. So this has 20 grams of protein in a serving. It's non-GMO, that's important. It has 23 vitamins and minerals. So this is an enhanced protein powder. So it's not just protein, they've added other things to it. This protein that I'm using is actually a sugar-free. It has no sweeteners in it at all and not even any stevia. Now, this is from a company called Shaklee, which is my favorite go-to and has been for over 15 years. And we've had amazing results in our health because of the Shaklee products. And I'll put a link to that down below as well. All right, so let me mix this up again real quick. Now, I talked about the cereal and the recipe, it calls for nutty flax. Well, that's not in the grocery store anymore, so now I'm having to choose a new cereal. Well, this time I found a gold mine of nutrition. In cereals, I'm looking for fiber and protein, right? You know that because you've been following me. This is a cereal I found this week. It's from Simple Truth Honey Almond Flax cereal. I couldn't believe this. You're not going to believe it either. It had 10 grams of protein. That's amazing. And then it has 11 grams of fiber, just in 3/4 of a cup. So if you were to feed your children a cereal for breakfast, if it has a lot of fiber and a lot of protein, then they're not going to be hungry at 10 o'clock and driving their school teachers crazy. Okay, so here's something else. But this cereal is a little bit chunky. So you can kind of see that there. It's just a little bit chunky and it's a little bit too big of pieces for this recipe. So I needed to use my mini mill, put it in that, grab the lid, and just kind of chop it up a little bit. And if you don't have one of these mini mills, you need to get one. I'll put a link to this as well in the bottom. And it makes it more finer, kind of like a powder. It just depends on how much you pulse it. And then it's a lot easier to turn into the bars. Okay, so this is going to be delicious. Like I said, it's going to be the perfect snack bar. It's going to be the perfect breakfast bar. For adults, it's a great grab and go. But maybe you want to make it something really special. I have some trays here that are hearts, and I'm just going to take some of this mix and press it into the trays, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it firm up. So now I can do something cute for my family or my husband and just serve them some pretty hearts instead of just plain old squares. So I'm going to make some of these. The rest I'm going to cut into bars and put it in the refrigerator and let it firm up. Once it is firmed up, then we can just cut it into small bars, put it in little snack Ziploc bags, and there would be a perfect grab and go. So anyway, this is Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. We're making today the no-bake peanut butter bars. There's another recipe on the opposite page called the Kids Energy Bars. So both of these have similar ingredients. One's just easier than the other. I actually made the harder one, so that should be encouraging. And they're all found in the Healthy Treasures Cookbook. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. Subscribe to this channel so you can stay informed when we post new videos. I am on mission to keep you on mission.